you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. Of course, I am Mr. Clark Griswold. I am super excited to be here today. We had a wicked good day trading our swing trades today, guys. It was amazing. So, if you look in the top right corner of the screen, that is the thumbnail for the review of the weekly swing trades, okay? We had a wicked good day. I had like 50 plays on there, and like 10% of them didn't work. The 10% that didn't work either didn't trigger or they gapped down in the morning or gapped up, okay? It was a really, really good day. It was a perfect swing trading list. I couldn't have put together a better list than that. I'm hoping to do the same thing again here today with the day trades for March 8th, okay? So even if you're not looking for a watch list, you're looking for a learning tool, watch this video. It'll show you how to get into trades on inside bars, outside bars, reversals, okay? And you will get better at this, guys, I promise. The more screen time you get, the better you will be, the more confident you will be. It'll be like breathing. You're just going to see it, okay? So let's get started. If you do like the videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe, hit the bell. When you hit the bell, that will give you notifications right away that I've sent out videos for these day trade setups, for reviews, for monthly setups, swing setups for weeklies, learning tools, motivational videos, etc., etc. Okay, so Csco is the first play. We've got Csco Systems, okay, and it's an inside bar. Inside bar, and I'll repeat this in every video. An inside bar or a one bar when we're dealing with the Strat stays within the range of the previous candle. Doesn't matter if it's a day, a week, a month, a second candle. An inside bar is an inside bar, okay? Or a one candle. So we don't break the high of the previous candle and we don't break the low of the previous candle. We stay within the range. And what we're doing is that stock is consolidating. And the bears don't know if it's going high, going lower. The bulls don't know if it's going higher. It's consolidating like a spring, and it's coiling, and it's getting tight, 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 and then eventually it's just going to explode out one direction or the other. If we go back here and look at this one, you can see that's what happened. It exploded to the downside. This one here, explosion to the downside, okay? This one here, to the left of the screen, explosion up, okay? So inside bars are really, really powerful bars to trade. So in the AM, when we're looking at this, if it triggers at 56.44, we're jumping in with calls, okay? And if we go to the downside, we're taking puts. Now what we want to look for are our targets, okay? Let me change the color on these so we're separated. Get rid of that one. So there's our first target. The targets are the tops or the bottoms of the wicks, the pivot points, okay? These are the stop losses for the bears, and these are the stop losses for the bulls. So if we go to the downside, this is our target. Oops, where do we go here? That's our target for the downside, okay? And then we can put second and third targets in if we choose. Okay, so that's the way we play inside bars. Break the high, we're going long. Break the low of the wick, we're going short. Hopefully you guys are following along with that. Chewy is the next one, okay? This is the opposite of an outside bar. Here we had an inside bar on Chewy. Okay, CHWY, we stayed within the range. Okay, then what happened? We broke higher, okay? And we actually hit this first target. But then it reversed on us, okay? So you should have already had taken profits here before it even reversed. So you should have already won this trade. Okay, so what happened is we broke above and then we also broke below. So this becomes a 3 bar in the Strat or an outside bar. Okay, so the way we trade an outside bar is exactly the same way we would play an inside bar. we put our triggers at the high of the wick and the low. Okay? I'll just move this one back. And the thing I like about this play here is the full time frame continuity to the downside. Day, week, month, quarterly, yearly, all red. So that gives me a higher probability that this play is going to go down further, okay? And if you're looking for this indicator, go right up here into your indicators in TradingView, type in time frame continuity, and this one's by Board Rider B, okay? There's lots of different ones out there. I use this one. That's the one I like to use, okay? So outside bar, that's the way we play it. Triggers, here's our target. I can put it in for you guys if you'd like. Here, target 1. Okay, target 2. I'm not going to do that on every play, but that's how we set our targets. Okay, next up, KDP. That's Keurig Dr. Pepper. Keurig Dr. Pepper has a 2 up. Okay, so a 2 up bar. This is good. We're going through all 3 types of bars. So we went through the inside bar, an outside bar, now we have a 2 up. So a 2 bar only crosses one side of the previous candle. In this case, it went to the high side, so we call it a 2 up. If we finish to the downside, like this candle, that's not a great example. Oh, let's hop back here. Here, this candle right here, this doji candle. Okay, it was a 2 down. Okay, we only crossed the bottom, the low of the previous days, or the previous candle. Okay, so that is a 2 down. The thing that we like about this one here is it was a 2 up, but it finished red. Okay, and when we're day trading, I don't need to see the monthly, the quarterly, and the yearly the same as the hourly, the daily, and the weekly. Okay, you can draw a line here. They don't need to be the same color. You can probably even draw a line here. And so when you go down to the hourly chart, then this hourly pops up. So if this hourly goes red and this day is red, then I have conviction that the stock is going to continue to trend down lower. Okay, so I watch on day trades the daily and the hourly. The weekly is a bonus, and then as we're swing trading, you want to add in the monthly into that as well, and then you can even start adding in the quarterly. Okay, so this was we'll get back to this trade and the candlestick pattern. So this was a 2 up, but it finished red. So that means it's starting to come down again, okay? So that gives us conviction that it's likely to continue downwards. So this is a reversal, okay? So it's a 2 up, and then we'll look for a 2 down tomorrow through this trigger. At 38.06, we'd be buying puts, okay? And you can fit your targets here, and then you can put a second target here. I'm going to put these in, and if the targets are big gaps like you're seeing here, okay, let's put this second one in. If the targets are big gaps like this, okay, now what we can do is go down to the hourly, okay, and find pivot points on the hourly. So we just scroll over, and we don't have any, okay? We have this big outside bar. So let's go to the 30-minute and then see if we can find any on the 30-minute bar, okay? We still can't find any. So then we go to the 15-minute bar, and there we go. There's the rest of our pivots. Oh, that's in between there. There's the next pivot there, okay? And that's not even, so this isn't even going to work. So those are just going to have to be your 2 targets, and you're going to have to take profits at that first target and then possibly let it go a little bit longer if you so choose to. But I always tell people to make sure that they take their profits. I love to see you guys going green. I don't ever want to see you go red, okay? If you're green, stay green, okay? Take your profits. If you're in the play and you want to watch it keep going, put a stop right here where your entry was, okay? And at least you're going to 0, okay? And if you have multiple contracts, you have 10 contracts, sell a bunch at the first target and then let some ride, okay? So that's KDP. Let's go to INTC. It's Intel Corp. Go head back to the daily chart on Intel Corp, and we have the same thing we just looked at, a 2 up that finished red. Okay, so we are taking targets now at, maybe I didn't put this line in. We are going to take our triggers at 47.60. Okay? And then again, the preceding wicks are our targets where we're hoping these are the pivot points where we want to take our profit at, okay? Next up, HD Home Depot. I don't trade Home Depot often because the spread between the bid ask are usually higher. But again, same scenario, okay? We have a 2 up that finished red. So we'd be taking puts at $320.17. UDOW should not be on here. We don't have a trade set up for that, so we can take it off. Dollar Tree is another one that I don't normally trade, but it has a setup. Okay, and it's a 1, an inside bar followed by an outside bar, okay? So again, we play the outside bars by the top of the wicks, and we can either go higher or we can go lower. Okay, so if we're heading higher, we're taking calls at 147.86 or puts at 140.62. The thing about this one is I don't look at bull flags, bear flags, RSI, MACD, anything like that. I do look at broadening formations. So if you look at any stock or any ETF or whatever you want, they all go through broadening formations. Hit a high to a low, okay? And then we come back up to this high, and we come back to this low. And then we come back up to this high, and then we don't quite tag the low, but then we come back up to the high. So where do you think this is going to go next? Okay, probabilities and time frame tells us that it's most likely that we are heading down. Okay, the probabilities tell us that. Guys, this is the easiest trading strategy you will ever find. There's nothing subjective. It either is or it isn't. You're either taking the trade at the trigger and taking targets, taking your profits at targets, or you're not. There's no lines really to draw. There's no, unless you're drawing your broadening formations, but you're just taking the highs. That's all a broadening formation is. Look, higher, higher high, higher high, higher high, lower low, lower low, lower low. That's all a broadening formation is. You're just drawing higher highs and higher lows. And there's no subjectivity to that. It is what it is. You have a higher high and a higher high. You don't have to guess where the lines are going for resistance or whatever. It's the easiest trading strategy you guys will find. And if you find something easier, put it down in the comments because I'd like to know. And while we're at it, talking about comments, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, please. Or if you don't and you're ready to check out, give me a thumbs down. I do not mind. Okay, let's keep trucking along here. We'll go to IBM. I took off IBM, so we won't go to IBM. We'll look at that at the end if I have time. So next up is Pfizer. Pfizer, again, 2 up that finished red. So we can take our trigger at 47.51. We're taking puts on PFE, okay? Cvx Chevron Corporation. Now this, it's not on here as a play. I just want to see how high this thing is actually going to take us, okay? Are we going to hit, again, here's a broadening formation, guys. I've drawn it on there. It's not rocket science. Up, down, up. And we haven't even come back down to this bottom yet. We're coming back up. And with these higher lows, at some point, this thing's going to take a drop and come back. That's why I'm watching it. I'm curious just to see where it will. I think XEL is the same. Yep. So the next one up is Lowe's, LOW. 2 up that finished red. Okay, same thing. We're looking for a 2 up, 2 down reversal. Triggers for puts at 222.08. Lululemon, higher premiums on this one. Outside bar. Okay, you can take your calls at 324.47, puts at 301.87, and time frame, guys, to the downside on Lululemon. Okay, Palantir, PLTR, inside bar. These are powerful, powerful setups, okay? Calls at 11.75, puts at 11.10, and time frame to the downside. Pay attention. This trigger here is our weekly trigger, okay, for one of our swing plays that didn't trigger today. So you can look for this to possibly trigger later in the week, possibly tomorrow, if you're looking to swing. Okay, PLUG plug 2 up that finished red. Okay, time frame to the downside, puts at 23.22. UBER is Uber, big outside bar, full time frame to the downside, calls at 31.94, puts at 28.55, and I'm going to point out we have already triggered on our weekly, okay? This was one of our big plays today in that watch list that I told you guys about. LYFT, lift, outside bar. Okay, here we go. Calls at 38.07, puts at 34.44, and this one as well. We've already triggered on our weekly target. That pink line is our weekly trigger. Okay, and Alcoa AA 2 up that finished red, so puts at 83.51. Tattooed Chef, outside bar, calls at 12.83, puts at 12.10. Month, week, day are all green. Okay, guys? So that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to put out a top 3 later tonight for you guys to look at. My high conviction plays, ones that I think will do really well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. And we will see you on the next one, guys. Bye-bye.